Hi, Derek hier. Wir hatten vor kurzem noch ein Q&A-Session. Das ist ein Ausschnitt dafür. Es könnte interessant sein, informativ. Wie wir sehen werden, kurze Fragen haben manchmal sehr lange Antworten. The next one is a very short question that unfortunately doesn't have a short answer. And the question is, how should I build my vocabulary? I'm a big fan of reading for any foreign language. Reading are the three best ways to improve your vocabulary, especially. And it doesn't matter what you read. You can read trashy romance novels, science fiction, fantasy, crimi, mysteries, thrillers. It doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is that it's well written and it's not just some garbage that someone has sort of thrown together that hasn't been checked or edited. So as long as it's, and this is the condition, as long as it's a book that is well written, read whatever helps you. I often recommend, there's a website called bookbub.com, so that's BOOKBUB, and this is like a website that you register with an email address and you log on and you tell them all the types of books you like reading and maybe the authors you like, and then once a day you'll get a mail from them with sort of special offers of like Kindle and ebooks that fit your criteria that you gave them. So if you say you like thrillers, you'll get a list of thrillers that are on special offer. And the good thing about these is sometimes these special offers, I mean, the reductions are 100%, so they're completely free. So you just buy it for the kind of zero price, and it stays on your device and you can read it whenever you want. And if you decide it's not very interesting, just delete it and look for something else. I've been using BookBub for about, 2 years or so. And I still look forward to the mail I get every day from them. They only recommend about 20% of the books or the authors that ask them, and they do check the books first. Now, the other thing that's good about BookBub is it's not just adult books. There's a whole section on children's books, sort of teenagers, young adult, and it doesn't matter if you're learning the language. Don't be ashamed that you're reading children's books. It doesn't matter. The important thing is that it helps you and you improve your language and you progress with your learning. That's what counts. And then maybe if you'll sort of find the children's books too easy, you can progress on to teenagers, young adult, and just work your way up. It doesn't matter, okay? The learning and your progress, that's the important thing. And anything that helps you is valid and legitimate, okay? So if you want to, check out bookbub.com, say BOOKBUB.com, and just give it a try. They're not at all spammy, so they're highly recommended and a valuable resource for the learner. Oh, of course. How does this help you? Well, what you do, if you're reading a book and you come across a word or an expression or something you don't understand, don't just carry on and think, oh, doesn't matter, I'll carry on, whatever. So you need to be disciplined about this. So if you come across, say, something you're not sure about, then stop. Ideally, you try and guess what it could mean from the context, and then go and look it up. Look up in a dictionary, say an online, but don't put it through Google Translate, okay? That will not help you. Please don't do that. But look up a decent dictionary between your language and English, maybe some online resource or something, and see if the meaning that you guessed is correct or not. It might not be at the beginning. It might be something completely different. But then go back to the book and check now that it makes sense with the understanding you have of this word or expression. And then when it's all clear, if you want to write it down in a little book somewhere, oh, this word means that, and go back to it every now and then, and then carry on. And what you'll find is that initially your guesses on what it might mean could be way off. But with practice, you'll kind of get closer. And in the end, you actually get quite good at this. And if you're ever doing exams or anything like this with English, this skill, it is invaluable, because you'll come across something in the exam that you're not sure of. But because you've been practicing this, you'll really have a very, very good chance of still understanding what's going on, because you've practiced this before. So for reading. And of course, the reason I said you need well-written books is, firstly, you see the sentences written correctly and spelt correctly. So this sort of, it's a bit like, how children learn, like they just monkey see, monkey do, they just repeat what they see other people doing. And if you're reading something that's well written, you'll see correct sentence structures, you'll see correctly spelt words, and you'll just reproduce those types of sentences and correctly spelt words automatically. So slightly longer answer for how to build my vocabulary, but it is an excellent way of doing it. Seemed that answer to do with building vocabulary was a bit long and I ran out of space, so sorry about that. Let's carry on now. The next question was, they didn't quite get what I meant when I said that a plural noun will have a plural verb form. It's actually quite straightforward. If we think of the verb to be, the so-called singular verb forms are I am, he, she, it is. And the plural verb forms are we are, you are, they are. So if we're talking about, say, the color of cows in a field, we would say the cow, that one, is brown. So we use the singular form is. But if you're talking about plurals, cows, we would say the cows are brown, not the cows is brown. We'd use the they are, the plural sort of version, and say the cows are brown. So that's what I meant when I said that plural nouns take plural verb forms. And the last question is to do with prepositions. And the question is, I put Paul is sitting at the bar and asked why not Paul is sitting in the bar. And this is, what do you mean by bar is basically the question. Now, at the time of writing, I had in my mind bar as being that kind of that long sort of table where the barkeeper is behind it and you go up to it and you say, I'd like a beer, please. And he pours you a beer and you pay him and so on. That for me was the bar, is that kind of long table where you get served your drinks. So if that's what you see as being the bar, then you would be sitting at the bar. Yeah, the same as you're sitting at the table. However, you could also see bar as being the building that you go into. And if that's the case, if you sort of see bar as being the building, then you would quite rightly say sitting in the bar. Now the thing is, this sort of concept of the bar being the building is more of a sort of more common in, say, in the States, where they would say I'm going to the bar or into the bar, which is, they kind of mean the building. Now in England, which is where I come from, the bar is more the table, and the building, we tend to call that a pub, like short for public house. So to answer the question, why is sitting at the bar and not in the bar, it depends on what you think of as the bar. Yeah, either the table or the building. So both are correct, and depending on which preposition you use, it will show which version of bar is the one you mean. So that was that for this week. Hope you found it interesting and informative, and we'll do this again next week. It's fun. Bye for now. Ja, wie wir sehen, kurze Fragen haben manchmal alles außer kurze Antworten. Aber ich hoffe trotzdem, dass es informativ war. Habt vielleicht was gelernt oder was zum Denken gefunden. Diese Membership-Site ist noch nicht live, es wird demnächst live gehen. Da ist ein Link zu so einer Infoseite in der Beschreibung. Wenn das interessant ist, kannst gern E-Mail-Adresse eingeben und zeitnah Infos holen, ohne Kreditkarte oder Verpflichtung, einfach nur rein informativ. Die Leute auf dieser Liste, die werden auch die Chance haben, einen früheren Zugang zu bekommen, bevor das Ding offiziell live geht. So, da ist nichts zu verlieren und alles zu gewinnen. Ja, dann bis demnächst. Tschüss.